I felt like I really needed to do this. Hey guys, Ken here. Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I just wanted to do a follow-up from my last video where I talked about how some buyers on eBay, when they make a purchase from your postcard store, they don't pay right away or they don't pay at all. And how you can kind of encourage them to pay or just help that along so it's not so stressful, and how you can, experience less stress by setting up that automated system that eBay has in place. But I just felt like I needed to clarify some things, and maybe this will make you think. I'm not trying to tell you how to run your store. Let's be clear. Okay, you can run your store any way you want to run it. It's your store. Okay, I'm just going to make some suggestions on some things, and maybe it'll give you something to think about. Or maybe there's some things about certain features on eBay that you don't understand. Maybe you're new to eBay or you're new to the postcard business, and there's just some things about eBay that you need some clarification on, and hopefully this video will help you, because that is my goal, to help you. Okay, let's talk about Buy It Now. I set everything up on my store as a Buy It Now, okay? And I do require immediate payment. I check that little box that says immediate payment required. That means that when someone comes along and purchases one of my cards, they are expected to pay for that item immediately. Because once you hit that Buy It Now tab, what happens is you are committing to making that purchase and you are committing to paying for it. Okay, now, in my last video, some folks commented that, well, I've turned those things off because I want to give the buyer more chance to maybe look through the store and maybe make another purchase or several purchases, which is fine. That's great. If that means you're going to make more sales, if that's the way you want to do it, that's awesome. Just so, we understand things. Once you hit that Buy It Now tab, you are committing to that sale, and that seller gets a cha-ching on their phone, and it tells them that they've made a sale. Okay. Now, there is another way, and that way is to use the Add to Cart tab that's on every listing. Doesn't matter what other features you have set up in your store. If you're set up on a Buy It Now like I am, you're going to see the Buy It Now tab, and then you're going to see right underneath it, it says Add to Cart. What does that mean? Maybe you don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm here to help you. And what it means is simply that instead of hitting the Buy It Now tab and committing to a sale, what you can do is, if you want to think about purchasing something like a postcard, all you have to do, instead of hitting the Buy It Now tab, you just hit the Add to Cart tab. And then you can go look at other cards. And then as long as you keep hitting the Add to Cart tab, you're not committing to the sale yet. Okay? You're just putting stuff in your cart. Let me give you a real simple analogy. Let's say you walk into a retail store, okay? And you grab a buggy, you grab a cart. Okay, I got my little cart here, okay? And you start walking down the aisle. You go, oh, I like that. I'm going to grab me one of those. And you put it in your cart. And then you walk down a little further and you go, oh, I need one of those too. And I just grab it and put it in my cart. And then you turn the corner and then you look, oh, I need two of those. So I'm just going to put those things in my cart. See, the principle here is you can put as many things in your cart as you want, as long as you stay in the store. Now, if you decide, you know what, I just looked in my pocket and I left my wallet at home and all my cash and my credit cards are there, I can't pay for this. So I'm just going to abandon this whole thing and leave the cart here. And you can actually walk out of that store and not be obligated to pay for any of those items because you haven't taken it through the registry yet. They haven't rung it up and you haven't committed to buying those items. You just left them in the cart and you can just walk out of the store and there's not a thing they can do about it. The only thing that's going to happen is you're probably going to tick off the employees because now they're going to have to take all the stuff that's in your cart and put it back on the shelf. But like I said, you're not obligated to pay for it. it was in your cart. And the reason why, just to further the point, when you're using the add to cart, when you're putting things in your cart, the reason why you're not committed to buying yet is because at any time you can just reach in and take stuff out of your cart. You know, you can hit the delete button and it removes things from your cart. Okay? You're not committed to buy until you hit that commit to buy or buy it now tab or whatever tab's inside your cart. And then what it'll do is tabulate everything that you want to purchase in that cart, and it'll come up with a figure, and then the seller gets the cha-ching and the sale is made. Just like when you're in the store, you go up to the register and you put the stuff on the belt and they ring it up and you pay for it and you walk out with your receipt and you've committed to buy it and you've got proof that you purchased it and you paid for it. So I hope that explains it a little better, because see, another thought you want to think about too is shipping. Now, I do free shipping. Okay, I do free shipping on all my cards. But I know some postcard sellers that charge for shipping. I know one that charges like $3.95 for each item. Now, the thing is, if they don't have it set up in their system, in their eBay system, to where you get a reduced rate on the shipping, like I used to sell, years ago, I used to sell Hot Wheels, okay? And I had somebody want to buy 4 of my Hot Wheels one time. But I had it set up in the system to where when you bought the first item, it was like $3.75 for the shipping. And then for every additional item, if you use the add to cart feature, it would only charge you like 75 cents for each additional item. And I had it set up that way. So when they committed to buy, it tabulated all that. And the great thing is, when you use the add to cart feature, it tabulates everything under one order. Okay, whereas if you use the buy it now tab, and I had some people do this, where they would just hit buy it now, buy it now, buy it now, buy it now, instead of add to cart. What happens was that didn't fall under the add to cart setup, to where they would get charged the full $3.75 or whatever I charged for shipping on each individual transaction. Okay, let's say you bought something and you had, let's say you wanted to buy 10 items and you hit buy it now, buy it now, buy it now, buy it now, and you did it 10 times instead of using the add to cart feature. Well, that means if they don't have it set up properly to give you the reduction rate in the shipping, that means if it, let's say the shipping is $3.50 for each item, that means you're going to have to pay $35 for shipping, okay? Because it's going to charge you the full amount for the shipping. Like, here's a Hot Wheels car. This thing has been all the way to Guam. I'll tell you another story about that. But these things are small. They don't weigh very much, okay? But how'd you like to buy 10 of these and then have to pay $35 for shipping? That's ridiculous. You know, at that point, the seller would have to, you know, reconfigure the shipping and send you an invoice or refund your money through PayPal or whatever, however they do it now with managed payments. But the thing is, it just makes less work, not only for the buyer, but for the seller as well, because when you use the add to cart feature, it puts everything under one order. And then when you're leaving feedback, you just got to click it once and it leaves the same feedback for all 10 transactions or however many you bought. Okay. And it just makes it simpler all the way around. But like I said, the main point is that I'm trying to get across to you guys is when you use the buy it now feature instead of the add to cart feature, it treats everything like a separate transaction. And that could be a nightmare for you, because then you have to go in and put, you know, tracking numbers for everything, and you have to put separate feedback comments for everything. It just makes more work for you as a seller. And it really doesn't help the buyer any either, because I think that if everything's a separate transaction, you might get those feedbacks, but under the add to cart feature, you get one feedback for all 10, you know. But like I said, there's pros and cons to it, and you can run your business any way you want. I'm not telling you how to run your business. Please, please, please hear my heart. Okay, all I wanted to do was explain the difference between, because some people don't know how to use the add to cart feature. They've never even used it. And I think sometimes they're afraid that if they hit that add to cart tab, it's going to mess something up. It's going to mess up their order, and they're afraid of it, and they just don't want to bother with it. It's just so much easier to just hit buy it now, buy it now, buy it now, buy it now. But that, like I said, has its own set of problems, because it's treating everything like a separate transaction rather than putting everything on one invoice or one order, you know, and it just makes things easier, I think. So you can do it any way you want. Okay. It's your business. Run it any way you want. I don't, I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to tell you how to run your business. Okay. I just believe in working smarter, not harder. And I want to make it as easy as possible for my customers so they have to do less work. And another thing about the add to cart tab, when I saw that comment about how, people are maybe spending some time, they need some extra time to think about it, to go through the week, and they just come back to your store and maybe think about paying, buying some more things. If you've got that stuff all turned off and you want to give them as much time as possible, that's okay. But understand something, and I've learned this. I've been in sales all my life. Okay, I'm 63 years old, and I've been in sales all my life, direct sales. And I know I've learned one thing. The longer you give somebody to think about something, think about making a purchase, the more time they're going to have and to try to talk themselves out of it. Or maybe a spouse or somebody is going to try to talk them out of it, because, that lag time, that's the bad side of it. I mean, the good side is, if you give them their space and give them as much time as they want, they don't feel threatened. They don't feel pressured. They can make their sales whenever they want. But that's why the add to cart feature is so much easier and so much better, because they can drag that thing out as long as they want. They could drag it out for a week, a month, put stuff in their cart, take stuff out of their cart. I do it on Amazon all the time. I'll put something in my cart on Amazon, and 3 days later, I'll find it for a cheaper price. I'll put that in my cart and I'll take the other thing out. So, because I'm not committed to making that sale until I hit that buy it now button, that means I can take as long as I want. And that way your buyers don't feel pressured, and you don't have to send them a reminder notice about, hey, you've been looking at this stuff for a long time. Have you made a decision? Because as nice as some people are, you're only communicating with them. You're not communicating with them by phone to where they can hear the inflections in your voice, the sincerity of your heart. You're communicating with them by text. And some people, believe it or not, as nice as you can be online, if they feel like you are pressuring them or telling them, hey, have you thought about making a decision? Just curious, you're trying to be nice. They can look at that as, well, fine. I was going to go in and make another purchase, but since you're hassling me and you're pressuring me, I just won't buy anything. And they just walk away. And they lose and you lose. Okay? So that's why I feel, personally, it's my opinion, and you know what they say about opinions. They're like belly buttons. Everybody's got one. My opinion is just encourage your buyers to use the add to cart tab if they're going to make multiple purchases. That way they can put stuff in, take stuff out. They can take as long as they want to decide, because another thing is, when somebody uses the add to cart tab, the seller is not notified that there's any activity at all going on with a buyer putting stuff in their cart. Now, occasionally, I have seen this. Occasionally, eBay will send, like if somebody's putting things in my cart or in their cart, eBay will send me a email that says, hey, you've got people looking at stuff and putting stuff in their cart. But what they're doing is, the reason why they're contacting me is they want me to lower the price. Because they say, drop the price and go for the sale. I don't want to drop the price. I price my things, my postcards competitively. And, I want to give the buyer as much time as they need. But when eBay contacts me like that, they're trying to get me to drop the price to make the sale, but I make less money. So I don't drop the price. Other than that, as far as I know, maybe you know something that I don't. If you do, leave it in the comments. But as far as I know, as long as people are just putting stuff in their cart or taking stuff out or activity that way, eBay does not let a seller know about that. The only time the system will kick in and let a seller know is when they finally go into their cart and hit that commit to buy or buy it now tab or whatever it's called. I can't think of the verbiage right now. But the thing is, when they do that, that's when the ching comes, and that's when the sale happens, and that's when they're committed to finally making a final purchase. So I hope that has explained it. Again, I can't help but reiterate, I'm not trying to tell you how to run your business. You do it the way you want to. Whatever works for you, you do. Okay, I've taken advice from some of the most seasoned postcard sellers on eBay. Sometimes I agree with them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I implement certain things, sometimes I don't. You know, you run your business the way you want to run your business, and, you know, whatever works best for you. But this works best for me because it makes it easier on my customers and it makes it easier on me. It's a win-win. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that out there as a follow-up video. Hopefully that explains some things. If you got anything out of this video, and I hope you did, make sure you smash that like button. That really helps the channel. I appreciate it. And I guess that's it for now. I gotta go. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye for now.